Welcome to Triple D. This video is intended to support our schools who are quarterly to get the data necessary for the M-Class beginning of the year benchmark. We will be flipping back between this PowerPoint and the M-Class reporting site for this video. Our first slide on the PowerPoint addresses composite score for your entire school. I will now switch to the M-Class reporting site to show you how to get this information. Once you have logged on to the M-Class reporting site, please click on this report, your students' latest composite scores. Once you've clicked on the report, your screen should look very similar to this. Please make sure when running this report the following information is in place: that your bars are by grade, reports are by school, that your students are shown enrolled now. This gives you your most accurate information as far as the students currently in your school. Also, please make sure you select only grades K1, 2, and 3. And also at this point, please make sure your assessment measure is the composite score, and that all levels are there, and that your time is at the BOY. Sometimes it may say EOY. Therefore, now you have the information to complete the next two slides. The first slide would be your overall composite score, your red, yellow, and green, and also for your grade level report. Take the information you obtained from the website and come back to the PowerPoint and click on the one for your composite score for the school. Click on the chart, go to Design and Edit Data, and you can enter the data that makes sense for your school in this area. For the next slide, that same slide in which you had for your reporting, it has your grade level information K1, 2, 3, and 4. You can now use that data to complete K1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say 4. And you take that data, same process, click on the chart, go to Design, and click Edit Data and re-enter the data to complete this slide. The next four slides of the PowerPoint pertain to composite score by individual teachers by grade level. We will now go into the M-Class reporting system to show you how to get individual teacher information by grade level. We are now back at the M-Class reporting site. This is the same page we were at previously with the grade level information and your overall school composite score. To get the individual teacher reports, simply go to this part of the report and click To Teacher. Your individual teacher reports will come up at this point, again still with your school average at the bottom, but your individual teachers reports will be there that you can take this data. You can either export it via this process via a Excel document or as a PDF. Please note, sometimes you have multiple pages as far as how many teachers you have depending on the size of your school, and you will be able to get. Obviously, we expect that you will know which grade these individual teachers are in, but as you can see, these would be the only 4 grades: kindergarten, first, second, and third. Also, please make sure when you check your bar here that nothing has changed as far as assessment measure, time period, things of that nature. Sometimes when you click on information, it does reset certain parts of the process. Once you're able to obtain the information from the website, please return back to the PowerPoint and click on, in this case, kindergarten composite score by teacher. Click on the chart, click Design, Edit Data, and you can go in and change and modify the data. If you have reduced number of teachers, obviously you do not have 10 classroom teachers, simply click in that bottom right corner and slide up to the number of teachers you have, and the graph will adjust appropriately. You utilize the same process to identify the teachers for first, second, and third grade. The next area that we will be going into is composite score by ethnicity. To obtain your racial subgroups, go back out to your Reading 3D Next tab, click on your composite score again. Please note that I have a district view, but your view should be very similar. Once you've gotten back into your composite score overall, please go to Select by Race, and then within your race, please select or deselect all and select Black, Hispanic, and White. Please make sure your information is on now. Select your school. Deselect all of those and select kindergarten, first, second, and third. Please make sure your assessment measure is correct. In this case, composite score. Your time period is correct, and at this point you can view your report. You now have your racial subgroups that you can use to complete this aspect of the PowerPoint. We have now completed the composite part of this report, and we are moving into the TRC report. The first TRC report pertains to your overall school's TRC report, and I'll show you how to get that information via the M-Class website. Go back to the M-Class reporting homepage by clicking at the top of the bar at the M-Class Reading 3D Dibbles Next tab. Now click on your student's latest TRC scores. Your report will look similar to this. Simply go down to your school's overall composite score. However, before doing that, please make sure you go to this section and check and make sure information is correct. Dibbles Next by grade level, that is fine. School report, which is fine. And make sure your data is based on now. The key part of this process is to make sure you deselect here and make sure you're only getting information on kindergarten through third grade. Knowing that the students who are in 4th and 5th grade with the bottom 20%, it can warp your data. Make sure your assessment measures are correct, make sure your timetable is correct, and view this report again. You are now provided a report that provides you your school. It should be your school. I have a district view, but your school should be printed here with the 4 levels and also by grade level. You can now answer the next 2 slides. This is your overall school, of course, as we did previously. Click on the graph, go to Design, Edit Data, re-enter the data for your school. The next slide is by grade level, and again, as we had previously, you have your grade level information here, and simply all you need to do is go and re-enter the data again by clicking on the chart, Design, Edit Data, re-enter the data you got from the website. The next 4 slides pertain to individual teachers' TRC scores by grade level. I will now show you how to obtain that information from the website. Go back to the reporting section, click on Report Essentials, click by teacher, and for me, since I have district view, I have to click on school. Make sure you click on the time. Please note, anytime you switch anything above it, it resets everything below. So by changing it to by teacher, it reset everything below. But now make sure your time is correct. In this case, I will need to select a school. Make sure you reset your grade levels. Make sure your levels are correct, make sure your time is correct, and your filters are correct. At this point, you have got all your teachers. Please remember, you can export the data via this process, but there are also multiple pages. But you should have your teachers' data. You can take it there and just simply add it to the report. Again, please note that we have not separated by grade level. You can do so in this area by just scanning for one grade level at a time. However, one would assume you know specific grades for these teachers. At this point, you can now go back to the PowerPoint and complete this for your kindergarten through third grade teachers. Again, clicking on the chart, going to Design, and Edit Data to re-enter that data. As I talked about earlier, if you only have 3 teachers on that grade level, please shift up to make sure that only those 3 teachers are there, and you can now go back and enter their names into the report. The last slide of this report is your TRC scores by ethnicity. I will now show you how to find that. As similar with the composite score, we're only utilizing African American, Hispanic, and white students for this report. As opposed to going back in and resetting your reporting components, a simple way to obtain the ethnicity groups that we discussed is by going to this tab and clicking ethnicity. What will be generated is a report that has multiple ethnicities, and as I alluded to, for our reporting purposes, we're only going to be looking at African American, Hispanic, and Caucasian students. However, you still have an opportunity to see the different racial subgroups within your school. At this point, you will have the information needed to complete the last slide of the PowerPoint. Coming back, you will be able to obtain the African American, Hispanic, and Caucasian students, and simply click on the chart, edit data, and re-enter that data. We have now concluded the Triple D for our quarterly schools as it pertains to the M class beginning of the year benchmark. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to contact me via the information on the screen. This is my off-campus number, this is if you're on campus, and this is my email address. I also want to thank Easley Elementary School as they provided us the data to show you how to complete the PowerPoint. Please note that there are individual teachers with real live data, so that we ask that you keep this information as confidential as possible. However, principals, I do encourage you to provide this information to your instructional facilitators, assistant principals, and others instructional leaders to help you identify and get you the information necessary to complete this report. Again, contact me if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.